It's Russell back with Gwinnett Lawns in beautiful. Ooh, and I mean beautiful. Atlanta, Georgia. Today is, what is today? August the 30th, 2025, and it is Saturday. And I wanted to show you guys very quickly. I told you in a video I did back in, was it May? I think I'll try to get some clips in here, but remember I had the driveway cut in, and all of this, probably about to here, all along here was, I had to fill it in with dirt. And I asked you guys how long do you think it would take to have the Bermuda fill completely in, and it's been like this for almost a month, and I just hadn't had time to make a video. So, but anyway, it's all completely filled in. How did I get the Bermuda to spread that fast? Well, let me tell you. I took my friendly watering hose, and I would, basically what I did is I watered that area, that strip, in the morning, once in the morning, once when I get home from doing our yards, and then once in the evening before I went to bed. Either God made it rain or I put the water on it from the hose, and that's what you get. If you water Bermuda and it's got enough sun, it will spread like crazy. If you guys remember the spiderweb, back several years ago, my back hill here, this was complete dirt, and it went up because I had privet all along there. I took it all out, so probably, I don't know, about 16 feet down, it was nothing but dirt. And I've been in this house for 20 years, and so I've never had really nice Bermuda all the way up there, because there was always something there, either the privet or it was just kind of where it was eroding. So anyway, I just did the same thing. I just put the sprinkler on there for come on in the at least the minimum of the in the morning. Usually I do it like 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. and have it, on there for about 10 minutes. Give it enough water, and it does its thing. So full sun. Now I'm going to show you guys something. You see across the street? Across the street, right under that tree over there. Another, I'll say it's a landscaper. I don't even know if he did it professionally, but that tree has almost full shade all day. And as soon as they were laying the sod, I'm like, all it gets is a little bit of the morning sun on this side, but not the back side, and it's in the shade all day. That stuff will be dead by next spring. That was the wrong type of grass to put there. I would have put zoysia there. Now, they have a Bermuda yard, it wouldn't have matched, but if you wanted anything there, either you need to cut the tree down because it has too much of a shade canopy, or you need to put the right kind of grass there. So I'm going to give you guys another. Okay, in my yard, I don't know how long ago I did this, but I took a lot of the dirt. I showed you guys, took a lot of the dirt that I dug out of my sand pit over there and put it here. And even fescue has, I planted fescue in here just to hold. This was washing, had nothing but roots here. I am going to trim this tree up because it's getting obnoxious, and I'm going to trim all that up for my neighbor. But as this tree canopy grows, it blocks that's west, it blocks the sun, and it makes it really thin right there. So I told my neighbor, I said, if you will have that cluster of trees cut down, I will bring in fill dirt and I will fix all that, so we'll just have nice continuous Bermuda all the way down. So I gave her the number to the guy that goes to my church. He's an arborist, and he has a tree company. He's the one he's done a lot of work for people in this neighborhood, and he's the one that cut the river birch down that was right there for me. But yeah, he's really, really good. If you're in the Atlanta area, especially if you're in the Gwinnett area, and you need to have a really good arborist, tree guy, I mean, he's a legit arborist. They do a lot of not just cutting trees down, but they'll limb them up for people, and they don't use spikes on the trees. They actually rappel up with ropes and stuff. So I guess so it doesn't damage the tree. But anyway, yeah. The only other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, and this has worked absolutely wonderful, is my sand pit. So if you're new and you don't know what a sand pit is, this area, not because of the driveway, but because this whole area is flat, there's nowhere for the water to drain. So after a torrential rain storm, this would just be standing water for several days. So what I did was pretty much from that corner right there all the way to really the edge of this and over, I dug down, I guess it was about 2 feet, and it was 1.5 cubic yards of material that came out of there. And I filled the bottom with number 57 gravel, half a yard of number 57 gravel, and I put some like half a yard of pea gravel on top of that, and then half a yard of sand. Now the sand, what that does basically is, this is just nothing more than just a catch basin. I don't think it could rain. Well, it could, but it's never rained more than this can hold. I calculated this thing can hold several hundred gallons of water, and it's just not going to get that much water here. I was thinking about putting some pavers here. I just put this here temporarily so I could roll my mower back and forth. I could put a little bit more of sand here, but I was thinking maybe putting dirt here, but this is just, it's so wonderful. Nothing's really going to grow here because of the shade. But I could put some pavers there. But if you have an area that is flat like that, similar to that, and you don't have a way to move the water, well, you can just let the water stay there, but just dig, put a sand pit there. So anyway, it works. It's worked far better than I thought it was going to. I was not going to make it that large, but I decided that since it's there, and I needed some more dirt to put over under the tree. And also I used the dirt to fill in all along the driveway. I made the mistake when they did the driveway. I was going to ask them to leave a bucket or two of some of the dirt that they scraped. They had to cut into the side of the hill. I forgot to ask them to leave some dirt there so I could fill in next to the after the concrete cured, fill in the side of the driveway so it would be level with the yard and the grass could grow there. Forgot to do that, so I was like, well, you know what, this gives me an excuse to dig this deeper. So, and I would have made it even deeper. If I needed more soil, I would have dug it maybe 3 feet. So, but it worked really good. I'm very, very pleased with it. So anyway, that's always an option if you can't move the water to some place. Because some people said, well, just put a catch basin in there. I'm like, there's no slope. There's no way to move the water. I can't go backwards. And I'm certainly not gonna. I can't go this way. So anyway, it works fine. But you guys tell me if you have ever had the opportunity to have a water problem like that. I know with all the rain that we've had, really the last month, that I see a lot of people asking me as the landscape guy, the lawn care guy, if I know some people that do erosion control and water management for their yard. And because some of my customers' yards, it's just they're eroding really bad. I don't do that work. I can tell them how to fix it. Most of them don't want to listen because it would be very expensive. You got to take all the water most of it is from people's roofs and the driveways, and get it in a pipe and move it. What do I know? Anyway, I don't know any guys around here that do that. So that's all I wanted to talk to you guys about. And I have not been making any videos lately because I have been so incredibly busy. Next week is the light week. I am still, as far as I know, on schedule to have the grasshopper demo guy come out. He's gonna come out Thursday. He's bringing several mowers for me to try out. I cannot continue. I've got some big yards, and I cannot continue to mow at 5 miles an hour. It's just not, it's not cutting it. I'm not getting rid of the trim stars at all. But what I would do is take one of them off the truck and just put it back as a spare again. Because I've got to have something that's more powerful. It's got, and I could repower the trim star if I wanted to, but that's going to cost, it's pretty expensive. About $3,000 to put like a Kawasaki FX 730 or something on there. Because we're having to double and triple cut sometimes. We do bi-weekly yards, and the rate at which the Bermuda is growing now, it's really bad in July and August, because we typically get a lot of rain, and sometimes the Bermuda's 8-10 inches tall, and we start at 7 in the morning, so the grass has got dew all over it. It's wet. I mean, it's 10 o'clock, and you can see hopefully you can see it's still wet from the dew. It will be about 1 o'clock before the grass actually dries. So the yards in the afternoon are not a problem because they're pretty much dry, and it doesn't take as many cuts. But pretty much everything right now, you got to double cut. I mean, even with the X blades, it's just, there's so much grass. Even if it's dry, you got to double cut it. But if I had not necessarily a bigger mower deck, but 52, 54 would be the widest I'd want to go. But I need something that's a lot more powerful, and I really like the Wright LG. That out of all the mowers I've tested, that would be, if you said you can only, out of that, the Bad Boy or the Hustler Super S, I would take the Wright. That thing is just, it's monstrous. This Hustler Super S, that thing, I would be completely fine with that thing too. But I think the Wright's actually cheaper. But I want to check out the Grasshopper with the front mount decks, because you can the deck will just fold up. It's got a power folding deck. It is longer than the Trim Star, and I don't know if it will even fit in the box truck. I think it probably will with the deck up, but it would be very close. They have a new standard. I think it's called a SO. They have the SO26, which is I think it's a Briggs. Maybe is it Vanguard or Kohler? I don't remember which one it is. But they also have, the guy told me they're coming out with something called an SO27, which they have the 27 horsepower Kawasaki. And it's carbureted, because I like carbureted stuff. So that's a standard. And those mowers use pump and motors instead of transaxles. So the Wright had the 4400 transaxles, which are absolutely massive. And there's nothing wrong with them. They're great. They're easy to service. The only thing that I can see that's not good about them is that it lowers your ground clearance, so it's harder to get over curbs and stuff without scraping them. They do have a little skid plate thing under it, but I've bent the skid plate on one of my Trim Stars before. The pump and motor, they got something called a T-drive, where the two pumps are Siamese together. It's really easy to get to. You just lift the pad up and it's right there. And they look like they're easy to service, and they got Parker wheel motors, so the ground clearance underneath them is a little bit more. And they've got the height adjustable operator platform. Not the platform, the controls. It'll go up another 4 inches. When I was going to demo a Skag V-Ride, and the problem is I'm 6'4", and I got on that thing, and the controls were like way down here. I felt like I was a giant on a little circus car. I was like, this is completely not comfortable. So I think most of the mowers, the Wright was comfortable. It would have been nice to have, for both the Wright and the Super S, to have the controls up a little higher for me, because I'm just taller. The right was the most comfortable after I got it dialed in to where I took two of the rubber bumpers off the platform and ended up lowering the air pressure in the tire, I think, to 10 psi, and it got the ride very smooth. So I don't know. We'll just see. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I don't know how we'll handle these hills. So I for the first year back in 2018, all I had was the right 36i, and I was able to do all of the properties with a stander. And that stander is kind of tippy because it's narrow. So I don't know. We'll see. My favorite would be the Grasshopper, the front mount, because you can take the deck off and you can put aeration attachments and blowers and stuff like that on it. So it's kind of like a Ventrac, but it's smaller. And the one that I'm interested in is diesel. So those things typically will last 20,000 hours. So they're extremely heavy duty mowers. And there's a lot of them running around still from like the early 90s. So anyway, I will, that's probably going to be the next video I do. I do have some product reviews coming, not product reviews, but some reviews on, I've got 700 plus hours on my 2620T, and I got to do some updated reviews on those to let you guys know what's broken, what's not broken, stuff like that, and how it's been. So I will get those out. Hopefully, I'll have some time to do that. But that is all I've got today. I hope you guys have a wonderful Saturday, wonderful weekend, and remember Monday is Labor Day. Yes, I will be working, and that's the question for the day. Are you going to be working on Labor Day? That is Monday. If I don't, then it will get messed up. My schedule will get so out of whack. And we may have a rain day, so then I would be 2 days behind. So yes, we're working on Labor Day. Are you? All right, guys, I will talk to you later.